Hello everyone and welcome to my channel, Handmade by Ying with Donna. Today is November the 10th, 2023 and it's 9:30. And I'd like to welcome everybody. Thank you guys for taking your time on a Friday night to come hang out with Joe and I. So with all of that being said, tonight I'm working on my binding, but I'm going to slip into the chat and welcome those that are here. And then I'm going to get busy. So let me see, Joe and his countdowns. God love this man. Him and Susie. Drinking grape Fanta. I have never heard of that. I'm sure it's delightful, sweetheart. Zandra, hello, sweetie, and thanks for coming. Day, my ride or die. Thanks for stopping in tonight and modding. Susie, you girls are going to have your hands full tonight. Let me see. Joe's welcoming everybody. Linda Faust is in the house. Thank you for coming. Dorlin Dale, hey, sweetheart. I hope you're well. I haven't heard from you in a little bit. I know you've been traveling. And it's good to see you, sweetie. Linda Denton's in the house. Hello, hello. Sheila Fudge. Thank you for coming, sweetie. I'm drinking a tall can of quilting juice. Do tell, because this girl needs it too. Just finished my chamomile tea, Day says. Day, I'll have an orange soda for you when you visit and a steak and a milkshake. That's going to be a blast. You guys get to hook up first. Let me see, Susie, that table looks good. Can't wait to see your room all set up. For those that don't know, Susie's under a major overhaul over at her place. So, in our So It Seems group, everybody's cheering her and her husband on. He gets to come home for the weekends, and the poor guy gets put to work. God love Scott. Thanks, Day. I'm excited because I'll be able to use my Cricut and my Scan and Cut more now. How fabulous is that? Iris Sale Lady, hello, hello. And everybody's in the chat. She's telling you all hello, too. Susie, you'll enjoy it. Let me know. I have some vinyl that you can practice on. God love yous. Hey, hey, Sassy's in the house. Kathy, hello. Good evening, folks. It's Friday night. Yes, it is. Melody, I still cannot find your address. Your package is literally sitting right here in front of me, and I would love to get that mailed out to you. I don't know if Joe has missed it in the emails, but would you please re-email tonight to Donna at handmadebying.com. And I will get that out as soon as I get a mailing address. I am so sorry. It's been delayed now like a month. But it's sitting here and I can't mail it if I don't have the address. Zandra, everybody's talking and saying, hey, hey. Thanks, Day. I'll ask. God love yous. Yeah, I have one of those over here too. And we're going to have offline discussions so I can learn how to use mine as well. Oh, it's a beer, grapefruit beer. Smells like grapefruit and just a hint of citrus. That sounds delightful. It really, really does. Let me see. Okay, so tonight's project, let me just go ahead and get the gabbing on it. I'll let you guys talk amongst yourselves for a bit. The project that I'm working on tonight is the 9-patch with a twist. It's Fallon's pattern, and I have the one here, and this one is mine. It's my chair quilt. It goes everywhere with me. If I'm downstairs just needing a cuddle, I take that one downstairs with me as well. But when I was thinking about what could I do, I needed a palette cleanser per se. We pulled this one, and Peyton, as you know, last week, I called her over to the room and I was like, help me get this done. I want this one to be, we'll have matching ones. Mine will be like all season, really scrappy. She chose all of the colors for hers. She loves green. We live in Bowling Greens, hence the green. Hers, believe it or not, same quilt, same pattern, but look at the difference. It's mind-blowing to me. Mine, you can see with all of the scrappy, it really stands out here in the design. Peyton's, it has the dark here in the corners, and then she's got the light grays and the light greens. when you're up on it, you can see the pattern, but from afar, all you can really see is the splatters of black. Let me know in the comments what you think of Peyton so far. I am making her a special binding. Then I love to do flanged binding, so tonight I'm working on her flanged binding. I did work today with our Sew It Seams girls and got all of the blocks joined up, so you would be able to see that finished tonight. And I have the first border on. I've got the second border made, so while we're sitting and talking tonight, I'll add that in. But I needed to get this binding done because I'm going to give myself a go. God love me. Overzealous, I call it. Is when I'm going back and forth to the hospital for Harper, I sit there and do nighttime watching. And it'll give me something to do. Joe got me these, it's a light that goes around the neck that'll shine down. So I'm going to try hand binding for this quilt to make it just a little bit extra special. Katie's in the house. Hello. Sean, the guy who sews. Hello, hello. Debt Free Quilter. Hey, girl. Welcome, welcome. I'm trying to catch this as it comes in. Zandra, let me see. If you see them lit up, they are our channel supporters, and I appreciate each and every one of you. It looks totally different. Both pretty, but they look so different. It's mind-blowing to me. You can take one pattern. This was exactly the way that Fallon said. Just make it as scrappy. So I just pulled my 2.5 inch down and we put that together. And then this one was really, she was choosy in the collar. She was choosy in the placements of the 9 patch. And this is 100% her layout, her plan. And it just, to me, it's going to be so cute. Let me see. It's totally different. Looks pretty both ways. Great job. Donna, what's flanged binding? Flanged binding is beautiful, beautiful. What you do is take 2 different pieces of fabric, and your one cut is going to be 1 1/4 inch, and then the flanged part is going to be 1 1/2. So I've got them cut, measured, and I've just finished sewing them together. What I like to do when I do mine is I really like to starch it really heavy before I do that fold over, because I want it to stay nice and tight. And especially now knowing I'm going to try my hand at hand stitching the binding. I've been looking at that for a couple days. So the goal is she'll have it by Christmas, if not by the time she graduates college. If I get disgusted, I'll bring it back and put it on the machine and just whip it in. But it'll give me idle hands, you know, you gotta keep busy. So it'll give me something to do when I'm traveling back and forth. Donna, hey Donna, Joe, and can't stay, just dropping in to say hi. It's family time and snacky. That's okay, Donna, I'm just glad you're feeling better, sweetheart. So flange binding is just that. You take 2 pieces of fabric. One's 1 1/4, one's 1 1/2, and you join those together. You press those flat. I do press to the shorter one, so I press to the 1/4. I don't know if it really makes a difference, but I think the outcome, the little bit of extra work that you put into it now is going to make a big difference when it all comes together. So it's just fun, fantastic, and ready for the weekend. Awesome, awesome. So how has everyone's week been? Let me know. What's your Thanksgiving plans? Do you have plans to travel? I'm looking online and I'm seeing a lot of the airlines is having trouble too. So there are going to be a lot of delays. So if you're flying, make sure you plan ahead and you keep that app on your phone for your updates. Enjoy your evening, Donnell. Absolutely. Let me see. What else do we have coming up? I did speak to Leo again, and we've got 4 final openings. 4. For his project that we're going to be doing for the portrait quilt. So if anybody is interested, they are selling out fast. And it's going to be a fun class. He's emailed the fabric requirements already. I have the project here. I've already printed it, and I just have some behind the scenes work that I need to do. I need to do the tracing and be ready when we have the class on the 19th. You've still got plenty of time, if you're interested, to go ahead and join us and get all set up. All you can pull from your scraps. It's going to be a Santa Claus, and it's going to look really, really pretty. So let me see what else has been going on. Let me give you a little Harper update today. After the live last night, I got a phone call from my son telling me they were going to do a kidney challenge. Basically, they were going to really hydrate Harper and see if they could get these kidneys to snap in. Well, the dialysis machine stopped. I don't know for how long, but they really hydrated her. She drank a lot by mouth. They did get the feeding tube placed, and now she has been able to, the kidneys are pumping, and that to me brings great hope. And that's the only update I got from him today. I did not slip over and see her other grandmother's update, but that's the best I've got. My 4 grandchildren plus 1 son-in-law will be home for Thanksgiving. I call that a win. That is going to be a blessing. I love it when families can all be under one roof and totally enjoy. So let me see. Enjoy your evening, Donna. Let me see. Where am I? Okay. Watch the guy who sews tomorrow morning, get some cleaning done, and then sew. Yeah, I will not be able to watch Sean. I already gave him an update. My daughter took very sick yesterday and today, and we have Peyton with us, and that means grandma duties tomorrow morning. She has a lot of cheer activities and things, so I'll be taking her to them and picking her up and then coming home for a break and then going back for the second session. So I will be missing his live tomorrow, but I might get a chance to pop in and say hi to everybody and drop a few links. But he already knows right now my life's just a little bit hectic. Sounds like a wonderful plan. I need to take my embroidery machine to my dealer and have it serviced. Absolute. Susie, you got to do that studying, girl. We're all going to be here when you pass all those tests with flying colors. I've never been more proud. Sent the link that might help with the binding project. Thank you, honey. I will check it out soon as the live is over. I have never hand sewn. And I even got the notion in my head. Go ahead and just take this quilt down on the dining room table and go back old school with it. Put the pins in it and just go ahead and do it that way. Well, time is of an essence, so I don't think I really want to be trying to hand quilt this big of a project when I've never done it before. But there is a lot of Mennonites over in the hospital right now. They might welcome that. I don't know. But we've made good friends over there. Praise God for all Harper's improvements. Absolutely. Every day for a long time, she's going to have challenges. But these challenges that she's overcoming, she's just remarkable. I've never saw anybody with such strength and perseverance. And it's an answer to a lot of prayers. Brenda Foley's in the house. I'm up. Yay, girl. Hope you had a good little nap. I love it when you're here. Brenda's also one of our channel supporters. If anybody would like to support the channel, feel free to go over to the homepage, and all of the information's in the top, I believe, right-hand side. And all of it goes to just keep extra things coming for the channel with the giveaways and things. And we do appreciate it. So this is a long process, but well worth it. My friend Janine, she's in the chat too. She loves flange binding as well. And I enjoy the look it gives. If you're going to put a lot of work into your quilt, my personal opinion is take the extra few minutes or hour. And it's like the writing on the cake. You're just putting that finishing touches on it when it comes time to finish off your project. I cannot guarantee this will be completed with the hand quilting, but I'm going to give it a go and we'll see how it works. There's a lot of hours of stale time that I'm not actually doing anything, but just sitting there watching Harper watch TV or sitting in the waiting room waiting on time to go back that I can see her, but it'll be a fun time. So I've got the first set all put together. It's pressed flat and I pressed to the smaller side. Hello, Gladys, and welcome. So now all you do is fold it over and you're going to be able to see exactly where that black is going to line up. And if you've done it right, it's all going to come out really nice and tidy. And you're going to be able to see, I don't know if Joe, when I get it all made, I'll show you how cool it is. Because I don't think you can see it real good here on the table. But anybody that's never done flange binding, please Google it, watch a video. I've got videos of flanged binding as well. I guarantee you, once you do one, you'll never go back to the normal binding. It just takes a little bit of extra time, but it's well worth the end result when you can see it. And if you're entering like a quilt show or anything, the judges really look at that you've put that little bit of extra time in, and it makes a difference. Hello, Crossover, and welcome, welcome. That's cool. I've never done flange binding. Susie, when you come in, I will show you. It's fun to do, and it's really relaxing. Now, this hand sewing that I'm talking about, I'm not so sure, but I'm going to give it a go. I'll practice it at home a little bit before I actually go over. But I see Heather and a few others doing it, and I believe it's doable in little bits. I'm not one to hand sew. I don't have good dexterity with my fingers, but I will try anything once. Let me know if you like to do hand sewing. That'll give me an idea of what I'm getting into. If you like to hand sew your binding down, let me know. Say yes or no in the chat, because that's going to help me make my mind up. I'm pretty sure I'm going to give it a shot, but it'll let me know, is this going to be like doable to do by Christmas? We'll see. I am going to get this on the long arm by Sunday is my goal, and get it quilted up. I'll just focus on getting this quilted, add the binding to it, and then have it flipped over and pinned. No, people. Yeah, you don't have to do the whole project all at once. No, it's going to be one that's going to be slow and steady. Dave says, I don't know. I hear a lot of mixed thoughts on it, but it's really good. I believe it's going to look good. I really believe it's going to look good. I'm seeing that you can put like little X's all along. I was talking to a few of the little Mennonite ladies at the hospital, and they were sitting around with their handwork and darning clothes and things like that, just sitting there passing time. And we got to talking about quilting and things, and they gave me a lot of inspiration, and places that I know I struggle, they've got fabulous ideas. I'm like, ooh, how do you do this? Or, ooh, what would you do with this? And to hear how they do with their clothing, it was just mind-blowing. If one lady's finished with the dress, she'll pass it off to what she calls the sister in the community. And then they just help and size it to fit her. And it's just amazing. I'm making 1-inch hexes, which is hand sewn with a good thimble. It's doable for hand sewing binding. Cool. I do not have a thimble, so that must be something that's going to be on my buy list. Hand sewing tends to bother my hands. Gripping the needle brings the tingling and the numbness. Oh, you're making this sound so fun. Oh my, these little ladies sat over there and like nothing. It was just like zip, zip, zip. They even gave me little tidbits on how to thread a needle really quick and how to knot them and hide threads. Katie, I would love to, how's it look after you put those hexies together? I've got some pretty cool hexies. I've got almost a full jar, and I said when the jar was full, I would make a hexie quilt. And I started that with Courtney over Pieces Loving Quilting, just making every project I do a few hexies with the scraps. So someday that'll be a little memory quilt of all the quilts I've ever made up to when I did that one. But it's just Kate's what is it? Kate's Lonely House. Last Lonely House. I love watching her when she did hers. She pulled it up on the table and just sat there and whip stitched it right in. I can cross stitch for 1 hour max. Yeah, I've never even done that. So I'm probably going to be overzealous with my project, and that's okay. If I find I don't like it, I am sure that I'd be able to just pop a few stitches or just whip it around on the sewing machine. Once it's washed, no one will ever know probably. Shoot for 6 inches at a time, then take breaks. If you can do more, it's fine. If you make 6 inches further than you were, absolutely. It's a good idea. A little over 3,000 hexies and halfway through covering. But I would post to Instagram. Absolutely. I think that's awesome. Good morning, Miss Janet. Good morning, my friends. I love it when you come in. How you doing, sweetheart? No cross stitching here, but enjoying loom knitting. I watched Day loom knit, and I'm telling you what, the girl's got some mad skills. I've never done half the stuff that these ladies do, and it's just fascinating to me. And it's just fun to watch when you can join the Zoom and see the creativity. And I love seeing the pictures in our Handmade by Ying share group. But it's just fascinating to sit and watch these ladies. And we're all like little squirrels. Ooh, that looks fun. Ooh, I want to do that. And I'm sure everybody else is like that. When you see it, you want to do it. So that's where I'm at on that subject. Just did my Christmas shopping and it's all done. Lucky duck. I was out this evening for a little while, passing time in between activities. So I did manage to get 3 off of my Christmas list. So that was good. And I just got to unload the back end of the SUV. So I've got 3 done, so I call that a win. Yes, that's why I told you don't unload the trunk. I don't know. Is she outside? Maybe over in the other room? Hold on, now we have a lost pup. I don't know. You have to go find her. We have a missing child. We're good parents, I'm telling you. Buttercup is MIA. She might be with her mother tonight. Loom knitting and knitting for me too. I just think it's cool. I cut some more hexies for my quilt, and I still have a long way to go for that one. If I can get all of my hexies put together, I'm figuring, honestly, it's going to be about 1,000, maybe 2,000 hexies in that jar, because they're stuffed in. It might make a nice, I would call it like a table topper or something like that. Just to be able to say I've done a hexie. I envy anybody that can really sit and do those. That might be an idea too. Take a few of those over and just start the process of getting those put together. Buttercup, you better not. She's looking at this flange binding going, ooh, plates. No. No. Leave this alone. This is not for you. No. She's sitting here looking at it like, ooh, I can really. She's following Titan's lead and going sniffing around the town. She better not. She was over in Peyton's bedroom. Oh, no, I'm lying. Where was she?
up from downstairs.
Oh, she come up from downstairs when he hollered. He's like, oh, I gotta go check now and see what kind of damage she's done. This is one child that's got to be watched constantly. She's literally growling at the boss. LOL. Wanting to do a quick Christmas quilt. Any suggestions? 3-yard quilts. You want something that's fun and fast. You can do a 3-yard quilt in an afternoon. They're easy and they're fun. I used to do them all the time over on the channel. And once you cut everything out, you can just sit there and watch YouTube. You can do anything, and it just comes together so nice. Yeah, 3 yards is the way to go. If you like to, trying to think of her name, April, over April Stories. She does a lot of quilts using panels. And if you have any panels, you can make a quilt really quick with a panel. All you do is border it out, and bam, you've got a quilt. So I would say you could do it that way as well. But the 3-yard, you can do it in an afternoon. You see, LOL, Susie, God love you. I could be cross-stitching at the moment. Let me go get one. Yeah. When we're sitting and talking on a Friday night and sewing, do what you want. Bring your projects along. Lord knows I'll be chatting it up while I'm working. So, sew with me. Okay. This is what your flanged binding looks like. I'm going to put it here on the table. See if Joe can zoom in a bit. Can you zoom in? Really, really zoom. Okay, he's good. No, let me put this under this. This might make it stand out. So I've got the black on the back, and then I've got the animal print on the front. Going down this side, there's about 1/4 of an inch of a black bead. So that's the way this will go on the quilts. It'll go hook to the back, and then when I flip it over, you're going to be able to see just a hint of that flanged binding. Like that. And you're going to have just a thin bead of, it looks like piping per se. I'm too tired for handwork tonight. It's been a really long day. I bet. Cutting fabric takes a lot of work. Absolutely. So I've got my binding made for that project. So what I like to do is after I get it made, I just go ahead and roll it up. I don't even need to mark it because I know which quilt, and this one's not going to sit on the shelf. But normally what I do is when I cut out for the quilt, if the directions are there and I'm not changing the pattern any, I just go ahead and do the binding automatically. That way when I'm finished, it's like, yay, I've got it. I can throw it on, add the label, and be done. So if you guys do your binding when you cut your quilt, let me know. Maybe it's just me and my little bit of OCD. I just like to have it all ready to go. Because all I have to do is open the drawer and it's right there. And I've got to stay focused so I don't drop this. It's going to look nice. What are you working on, Donna? I'm working on the 9-patch with a twist right behind me back here. Right now I'm doing flanged binding for this quilt because it's going on the long arm. I was planning on Sunday, but I'm looking at the long arm and it's not loaded yet. So I very well may load it tomorrow and go ahead and get it quilted up so it would be ready to roll when I go out of town on Tuesday because I already know how I'm going to quilt it. It's going to look nice. Let me see. I'm trying to see everything. I don't want to miss anybody, but I want to get this rolled so it'll all stay in place. I'm not trying to be rude, just trying to be efficient. So what I do is stop there and then I just wrap this around it. So this binding is done. So all I do is open my binding drawer and sit it there. This is going to be the first one out, so it's going right in. So we did our flange binding for the evening. And now I'm going to add this one. And part of me says no. Part of me says that might be too much. Just let it go with the black. Joe's sitting here going, no, it needs to stay with just the black. Yeah, this is the fabric that matches the dogs. Yeah, but this is also, when I add the flange binding, it's going to flip over and then you're only going to see just a little hint. I'm liking it like this without this. So Joe just talked me out of that. How cool is that? So kind of liking this guy tonight. He's lightening my load just a little bit. Let me know in the comments what you think. I need your shirt, the Nut House. We live in the Nut House, I tell you. There's always something going on over here. I do not cut binding until I finish piecing the quilt. If I'm going straight from the pattern and I know I'm not going to deviate, I go ahead and cut it and I make sure that I add, honestly, 24 inches. I would rather have that because I know at 24 inches, if I do a mug rug, I got more than enough left over that I can add it to the mug rug. Kathy, I agree. A long time ago, I've been quilting for almost 3 years, but a long time ago, you know. A friend told me to get in the habit of doing it that way, making your binding when you're cutting everything out. The pattern's already got your binding measurements. Go ahead and knock it out and get it done. So that's what I made a habit of doing it, and I've done it ever since. It just works. That way it's always ready when I'm ready. I think with your binding, with the doggies, don't do the dog. Yeah, I'm kind of like you are. I'm kind of not like, it was a good thought, but I kind of like just that black. And then the binding with the black and the flange. I think that'll be just enough. Good evening, Donna and all. I haven't been able to catch alive in a while. Moldy Lasagna, welcome, sweetheart. Welcome, welcome. It's always good to see some of my old friends come back. It's good to see you. So, let me see. What can I get into? Looking around. The only project, since I don't have this to do tonight, because we're going to just pause it. I really like what Joe said there. He stopped me when I went to get up to get this. He's like, nope, put this away. So I'll get that rolled up and out of the way. So it doesn't, if I see it, I'm going to be like second guessing myself. So we'll get this puppy put away and I will use this for binding for another project for Christmas. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. We will get this out of the way, and I think I might go ahead and pull my lion over and maybe do a part of the lion, because I've got a good hour. Trouble, you can get into trouble. I like the black, not feeling the doggies. Yeah, I think it would bring just a bit too much. So, dropped it. Let it up to me to drop. But this bind, it's already pre-made. All I'll have to do is fold it in half and iron it off. And it'll be another binding that's ready to go whenever I am. And Lord knows I have plenty of doggy rugs and things like that to do. So, yeah, it'll all work out. What about some red? Absolutely. Red might work. Yeah. She's real like, she wants to be able to take this and, I'm going to call it destroy it for all intents and purposes. When, she cheers and where I cheer comps, it'll be thrown on the ground. A bunch of girls will go sitting on it and stuff. If it's Peyton's quilt, what's her vote? Oh, ho, ho. Mary. She is tied up on the internet right now with all of her cheer friends, and she's given me free reins, whatever I want to do with it. Hey, Teresa Louise. Hey, beautiful. I hope your foot is giving you no pain. We're praying that that foot is just healing really well. So I know this is enough binding to do a 55 by 55, so that will go there. And we're going to call that one done. So let me get set up here, drop my stitch length down, and I'll just go ahead and work on one of my lion pieces tonight. I'll feel like I've really got something accomplished if I can get one block done. So, woohoo. Let's pull my buggy over, get comfortable, hook in here, and
thumbnail for Monday.
Why would I?
Pet mine. Kitty cat.
Why don't you put a mic on? Joe worked really hard on Monday night's thumbnail. So he's asking me to ask you guys, did you see the thumbnail that he put up for Monday night? He worked really hard on it. So do not leave the chat to go look, but he just wants you. There it comes. I'm trying to stay focused and husband's being silly. He put a lot of work into that. He really likes that lion.
Our pet kitty cat.
He says that's our cat. Can you believe it? Silly man. Saw it and it looks great, Day says. I've been listening and watching the University of Kansas and the Jayhawks. What's that? I don't know what that is, Mary. Is it? It's got to be a sport. I don't know. I don't do sports. Now I feel silly. Beautiful thumbnail, Joe. Yes, I saw it. Very nice, Joe. Everybody's telling you, yay. It's purring.
We keep him locked up like that.
Oh, no, we do not. There is no we. He's trying to be funny. He goes, we keep it locked up out back. If you're going to talk tonight, you need to do me a favor and put a mic on. All right. Looks like your puppy wants attention. Can you tell? She's laying down now. Yeah, basketball. Okay. Thank you. She always does. Come here, baby. Come here. She is tired. She got to play outside today for a little while. And now she's just laying down under the chair. Jay says she's out back looking for the cat that he put a thumbnail up. She would be an appetizer. Football or basketball. If I die in the wilderness, you can bet my last word will be here. Heather, God love you, Heather. You crack me up. Delia, actually, KU is better lately with football. No dying allowed in this group. So cute. Thank you. That's Princess Buttercup. She's our sweetheart here. She kind of thinks she rules the roost. She's trying to train Joe. So dang cute. She is cute and aggravating and a stress reliever and gives the best cuddles. She's crate trained. I can't say enough good about her. She when Joe stares at her, she growls at him. I kind of find the humor in it. He doesn't. he gives her that like come here girl look, and she just, you'd think she's as big as, I don't know, as Joe's kitty cat that he did. It's just crazy. Step away for the lion. Working on binding for the koala or the car. I know, right? No, the binding that I did was for Peyton's project. I'm going to load this on the long arm at some point tomorrow or Sunday and go ahead and get it quilted up. I know exactly how I want to quilt it for, and I took a picture of it today, moved it over to my iPad, and I did some doodling on it so that I could see just how I wanted that to kind of like land really good. She is so adorable. Sheila, oh no, did you pave over her missing husband? Hi Sean, no, Sunday, but we'll be on Saturday. Awesome. Let me see. You can tell how tired I am by the lack of the filters in my typing. It's okay. You don't have to filter with us. We love you. Well, I shouldn't give you free reins. Yes, filter, Heather. What's some advice you love and some advice that you think is bullcrap? Baby Mango. I don't know. Anybody want to take that? I'll give that one to my moderators. They have the best advice for anybody. Stay true to you, I would say would be a good one. Never change for anybody. If you have a quilting technique that you like, if we're talking quilting, stick with it. I don't know. What is Buttercup over there aggravating you now? I'm trying to work. Okay. Yes, I do. Otherwise, some bad words. Okay. Yeah, we don't want that. I'll be sure to set some time for Teresa Louise. Absolutely. Thank you, Day. I was going to say, we got a naughty. I appreciate you. What time are you going Saturday, Teresa Louise? I've got a crazy day, but I will hop in. Mango away. Oh, I love it. That's why I was polite and said my moderators. Never expect to be paid back when you lend your son money, and if he doesn't accept it, that's my rule. Moldy lasagna. That's good advice. Oh, cool. Joe's over here just the chocolate. I just love this, man. Well done, Jay. Well done. That's all I got, babes. Well done. Joe's cracking up over the man. I'm telling you, he's full of vinegar. Vinegar. Oh my. Joe, I'm trying to focus. I can. This silly husband. Yeah, there's no way to stretch that one. Where this is going to land. Give me just a second. Just a second here. Nope. Okay, girls, if you're doing the lion, pay attention. Let me show you a little secret. Yep. This is your olive. So let me grab my part, and I'm going to show you something. This is A1, and it's right here. So if you've got your part handy, you're going to want to take notice. Joe, do me a favor. Can I have the clicker for just a minute? Yeah. Thank you. Hold on just a second. Thank you, Janine. Baby Mango
Go.
is going to go to timeout by me. Thank you. So moderators, please do timeout again if it comes back, or block. I don't know how to do that on my end. So anyway, back to what I was telling you. A1, as you can see, your OV fabric is going to be this piece right here. And I'm going to need Joe to zoom in. This is important. Okay, I just want you to zoom in. There, that'll work. Okay, right here is the piece that I'm talking to you about right here. If you are doing the background in this color, this is the piece that I'm talking about. This little piece right here. Watch what I'm showing you. I've got my OZ. That's this one. It's lined up and ready to go. But even from the front, this is the amount of fabric that they gave me to do this piece. And I line it up down here where it's supposed to go. And I'm going to come in. Can you see what the problem is right here? This is not going to cover the block the way that it needs to. So even if I try to stretch it, there's not enough stretch. That there's no way I can make this bigger. So with that being said, now's the time to figure out what we're going to do. The only thing that I can think is I'm going to pull this over to where I'm sure it's going to cover here. And try to finagle and see how close I can come with this one piece by just moving your fabric around. And this is one of those ones that you're going to really have to work with, seeing how you want to lay it out. Because you need to cover all of your areas. So this is a perfect opportunity to be able to show where we're going to be covering this block at. So we wanted to come over to the gray area. Thank you. The best way to hide the user on this channel, it will delete the message and block the posting. Thank you, Teresa Louise. It's just someone being silly. And that's okay. So I need to get back into this. So I'm going to fold this back to where this line is here. And I'm going to give it a simple little crease. And by doing that simple crease, it's going to also let me know if I'm okay here. So I'm going to take the crease where I've made it, bring this down just enough that I know this block is covered now in its entirety. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and cut this off. I want to make sure that fold. So I'm going to give it a little crease because I want to make sure, as you can tell, the fabric's going to be really tight right there. So what I'm going to do is, I know I'm using this side. So I'm going to cut it right here. I allowed my 1/4 inch. So when you girls are putting this together, or anyone, make sure that you allow for that. You're going to have to work with your fabric. There's going to be a few of them in your kit that you're going to have to work with. So flip it over and line it up. Make sure that you're all the way over to your gray area. Let me move this out of the way and bring my machine back over. And we're going to get it in. So I always just get it to where it's needle down and it's perfectly lined up, and just let your machine do your work. I have a question. Is it normal to scratch? What? Wow. Yeah. Best way to put the user in timeout. Molly Desanya. June Billings. Hi, Donna. Coming in from Becca's. Hello, hello, sweetheart. Absolutely. Becca and her viewers are now joining. Thank you, Becca, for stopping in with your subscribers. Thank you, Janine, for taking care of that. You did. And I was not paying attention when I sewed this in. As a kid in the Keys, yes. Let me see. So now I'm going to have a date with Jack because I was paying attention to the chat and my fabric slips. Hello, Ronnie, and everyone coming in from Becca's. I humbly appreciate each and every one of you. Hello, Becca. Hello, Fallon. Let me see. Susie's welcome. Renee, hello, hello, hello. So tonight I'm working on the lion. Where there is an issue with A1, so anybody that's doing A1, watch your fabric because you are going to come up short on your first. It's your number 2 piece of fabric. Mine just shifted, so I'm having a date with Jack. So I was watching the chat. So when you're FPPing, make sure that you are paying attention. And then just take all of your strings off. I don't know too many FPPers that will not have a date with Jack at some point or another. I like to get all the strings off before I replace this. John here, hello, hello. Welcome, sweetie. I know this needs to come down just a little bit. I'm going to realign it. And ensure that I'm not going to be sewing again twice. I will pin it in place and then do the fold over just to make sure. Because this piece was going to be tough. We knew it going in. Hey, Katie. John here. I'm trying to watch all of it. Yes. So this does need to come up just a smidge more. So we are going to take and move it up. Then we're going to do the fold over right there. And make sure that the block is covered. And it is covered from right there. To make sure, so you don't have another date. Lord knows we don't want Jack out again. Slide it and we'll get it sewed in. It's okay, Heather. It's okay, baby girl. Thank you, sweetheart. Teresa's in the house and she can handle it.
Wants to know, is this the same line that you challenged everybody with?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Absolutely is. This is what it's going to be, girl. Right here. And I can send one along for you, sweetheart. Would you like to join the challenge? It will be fun. I know, Heather. So before I ever press it, I want to make sure I'm not going to have to date Jack. And I'm going to pull out my pens. And we're going to make sure this is in place just the way it needs to be. And just go really slow and make sure it's in. And I like to hold them up to the light. My next one is going to be over here. We're going to number 3. So I'm going to just fold it down. Yes, Fallon. Louise, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. And make sure that you're hooked on. Your add a quarter is going to hook on your paper. And just give it a trim. This color here is going to be your OZ, so I went ahead and left it out because I've already used it here. Girls, I love you, but I can't catch up with what we're saying. You're going to have to send it to my watch. So I'm going to blindly put this piece in because I cannot see just not doing it any other way. I'm just going to lay this in. It's only a wee little piece. Instead of measuring and going through all of that, this is going to lay perfectly fine. And catch it underneath. You can trim in with scissors or you can measure each piece. This is just a simple little piece. So I'm not going to take the time to go ahead and just work it. I just went ahead and laid it in. And I'll lay it down and fold it over. And we're just going to press it in place. You can opt to finger press it. Whatever works for you. You can make this pattern as complicated as you want or as simple as you want. Just relax every step of the way and enjoy the process. So now you'll be able to see I've got this big hunk of fabric over here, and it's okay. Because what we're going to do now, I don't like to waste any of my fabric. So I know I needed to cut this corner out. So I'm going to start right there. And just trim it in at the 1/4 inch. And then I'm going to come up the side. And just pull it right off. Normally I would not have done that, but the green seems to be the olive, the OV. Anybody doing that, make sure that you're watching your OV fabric placements. So I'm going to put this back in. It's the color olive. Then I'm going to put the Bosnia, the OZ, back away because we will not need it. The next color is OT. And they've given us quite a hefty little hunk. So I am just going to cut this off because I know I have extra and I'm not worried about measuring this piece. I could sit here and wiggle it in. I'm just going to go plain and simple. As you can see, this is all going to be waste over here, so I want it to line up over here. I will do my fold over to make sure that it's going to cover my block in its entirety. And then we're going to stitch this one in. Sheila Fudge, Donna or Fallon, do you know how many 2.5-inch squares are in the quilt Donna made with her granddaughter? It's behind her in different colors. That's an easy one. Fallon, do you want to drop the numbers? Because it's fun. I loved that one. And I don't have my paper here handy. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. You're going to need 49 6.5. And that's going to be for your blocks that are right here. That's going to be for your snowball. For the snowball corners here, you're going to need 196. Then for your 9 patches, you're going to need 452.5, and you're going to make 59 patches. So I hope that helps you, sweetie. That is one project. It comes together really fast, and it's a lot of fun. So, Sheila, I hope that helps you a little bit. And that's one, I very rarely ever do a pattern more than once. That's one, I know I'm going to do it in black and whites. And I want to see the difference, because look at, same quilt, look at the difference. So now I want to do it again, but I want to do it in black and whites. Short answer, a lot. Hello, guess who, Nancy? Welcome. Susie Gabbard, LOL. Thanks, Donna. I was trying to find it. It's okay. I'm going to keep it handy for a long time because I learned so much with that quilt this go around. It was just fun. There's no other way of putting it. That was a fun quilt. And as you could see by the videos that we sent you privately, she really enjoyed working that one with me. So this one's got a lot of meaning. I really like it. It does help a lot. I have a huge jar full of mini charms. Ooh, how cool is that? That's going to be fun. So I'm not even cutting this one because even the cutting guide says this is the angle we're going to join it in. You can do a lot of your piecing by just, if it's just a short piece like that, you do not need to drive yourself crazy and miscut and come up short. If it's a piece like this for a long section, you can just lay it in. That way you've got it. It's awesome how different they look, but yet the same pattern. Absolutely. I'm jonesing now to do it in black and whites, Fallon. I think that would be so fun. And maybe like the snowballed corners, do those only in red. I think that would be cute. Love the video you sent. It was so much fun. She really had fun doing that with me. Night all, heading to bed. Have a great weekend. You as well. Absolutely. So, just that quick, with seam ripping, we have one block done. So all I have to do is press it out. And we're going to put this away. And we might be able to squeak in a second block. So you can call it sloppy quilting. You can call it whatever you want. There's no need to go to be a mad scientist if you're just cutting one little sliver off. There's no need in all of that. Legit is to be fun. You're to enjoy the process. So I've got 2 ways I can do this block. I can do it with my add a quarter, or I can do it with their 7.5 by 10 inch. So since I know I have all of this overage, let's go ahead and use their ruler. I'm going to stand up and make sure I've got it all lined up into where it needs to be. And we're just going to go ahead and trim it off. And it's got the sticky on the back as well. And it's just going to slide right on your table. So if you're using the ruler that comes from Legit Kit, all of your blocks are always, without a doubt, you're going to have them all the same size. And there's your finished block that quick. I love these blocks. They're surefire. You can just knock them out really quick. Good night, sweetheart. I love you. Did you get your shower? All right. All right, I love you. All right, hey, slow down over there, Speedy Gonzalez. I need to make one, but want it for a very small wall hanging, like no bigger than a 20 by 20. It's only 17 mini charm packs with some leftovers. I'll have to make some in king size. That'll be fun. So be it, Quilts. When will the sale on the trim lock rulers expire? What sale? What sale? Tell me. I must have missed that. I love that Legit ruler. Monday night, if you're here, I am going to be giving away one of these to one of our lucky subscribers, but only if you are doing a Legit Kit pattern will you be able to enter the contest, because I need it to go to someone that's going to use it, not collect it. So, with that being said, let's have a look-see what I've got here. This one looks like an easy block, so we'll do one where we've got to join it. I've got a few minutes, because I don't want to keep everybody really late. I'm just in the mood to sew tonight. So if you don't mind hanging, I'm going to sew another block up. Let me see. Amy Demand, hello. Yay, thank you, Fallon. I thought I missed out on the sale. I got to go back up. Somehow I'm missing where she's saying it. No, I'm just trying to see where Fallon's got a sale. I love the Legit ruler. I answered that. Yay, thank you, Fallon. I thought I missed it. I'm missing Fallon's. Susie, right now I plan to keep it as a sale up for Christmas. Good. Okay. I've got some emails that have come in asking me about your fabric markers. I believe that's what you are going to call them, like your alphabeties. So can you tell me how much they are off the top of your head? Because all I do is respond to my emails with your link. Here you go. Go shop. Have fun. Tell Fallon I sent ya. I bought the ruler at a quilt show. Good luck, everyone else. Yep, it's fun. This really keeps everything lined up. At first, I was like, who in the heck couldn't measure them without that, you know? And honestly, I just like the fact that all of my blocks, I don't have to worry at all. They always come in together. Susie, I want to get the trim lock rollers because you keep raving about them, and Dahlia and Janine. The girls, I talk them into getting them too. I tell you what, I keep mine right here in front of me, and I literally use them every day I'm sewing. Instead of pulling out of the drawer, I've got my 4.5, my 3.5, and my 2.5. And they're just so handy. I keep them right here in front of me. I've never had rulers that I thoroughly enjoy. And if they get a little bit of muck on them and they start to slide, I've took them over to the bathroom literally and just ran water and got the gunk off, flipped them upside down, and they air dried in a couple minutes. And bam, we're back in business. They are really easy to use. I love them. And Fallon was gracious and sent those over, and I love them. They are awesome sauce. Absolutely. I will shout from the rooftop how great they are. They have been a total game changer for me. I know Fallon had a coupon code, so Becca at, wow, I didn't have a clue. No, I don't have one. I didn't get a code, Becca. That must be something special she did for you, honey. They also came with a ring to keep them all stored on. How cool is that? That's awesome. No, no, no. I understand what you're saying, Becca. No, I just send people over. No. Markers are $11.99 for the set. Full alphabetties, 0 through 9. My chat just keeps jumping. They also come with a big ring. I know I read that. I have not been talked into buying them. Then again, broke. I bet you darn to a donut. You will end up with them too, Heather. They are addictive. Beck, I understand. Yeah, I understand. It's not an affiliate link. It's a coupon code. I get it, honey. But thank you. Let me see. What all sizes do you have now, Fallon? I know it's the 2.5, 3.5, 4.5. I think you did a 5 and then a 5.5, maybe a 6. Is that pretty close? Yeah, baby, it's okay. It's all good. No, it must have been something she did just for you. It's never been offered for me to be able. I just send them all over. Keep telling yourself that. No offense, Fallon. I think they're great. Oh, I know you do. You want a set, and you never know what'll come for Christmas. You just never know. Let me see here. Always using up as many of my scraps as I can from other quilts as well if the same color comes into play. So it does here on the OZ. So I am going to snag that as well. And just use it and save my other larger sections of fabric. And then I always re-tag my fabric and put it right back as soon as I'm cutting it. That way it's already put away. The next one is LM. LM is my line. So let me get the line pulled out here. And I have a section left over from a prior kit. And yes, I will use it if it fits. Because that's what I do. I like to save fabric and challenge myself at the same time. So yes, that will fit in there. So I'll pull the tag. Let me see, where is it? Thank you, Becca. Keep telling yourself. Fallon doesn't get excited either. I'm the same way. What sizes are most useful? Becca, there goes my no buy in November. 6.5. According to Day. I really use my 2.5 the most, and I just love it. I do not get offended easily, Heather, don't worry. Don't you dare. You know you're going to buy them. You know you're going to. Remember to hit the thumbs up. Thank you, Day. Thank you, thank you. Should be Ying. I'll pimp out anybody's projects, especially if They're good, and honestly, these are really good. They're a game changer in anyone's sewing studio. So I think everybody would love to have them. So slip over to Fallon's, and you won't be disappointed. They have really, Peyton, we sent Fallon a really cute video of even Peyton never cut anything before. And she was sitting there, and I was kind of like moderating for her. And she was just doing that as a private video for Fallon, just chuckling while she was doing it. I can do this. This is really easy. Let's do this. It was just cute the way that it worked out for her. Donna asked what sizes. Yeah, I wanted to see what all sizes she had. Did you get an envelope? Should be delivered by now. Renee, no, I have not. Did you mail it to the P.O. box? Joe has not been to the post office probably a week. It's probably been a week because I was away and you haven't went. So it's been a week. He's sitting here going, no, don't. Yeah, it's been like a week. And it's okay. We have a lot going on. But I will make sure that I get to the post office tomorrow. I'll be out running. So, Renee, I humbly apologize. It was cute. She was really hyped up. She was ready to show you anybody can do this. Anybody. And it was just too cute to see the excitement she had for you. And after we sent it, I was like, oh no, you've got your sports bra on, babe. You don't want to have that on right now. But it was too late. I already sent it. But it was quite hot up in here when we were working. And I love the live when she said the only thing she would change is the color. She is 100% opinionated. I don't know where she gets that from. But yeah, she would love to have a pink set. So I told her, I said, someday, if they ever come out with the pink, I can assure you, we'll make sure that you have a set. And I could see that happening for her. So I told her maybe Valentine's, I think, is what you told her. That would be really cute. No. But it would be a Peyton thing, Joe. It's not. He's going, oh, good Lord, she'll never use them for what they're intended for. Did I hear I use the 14-inch straight edge? So awesome. How it does not slip and it works great. Or I mail here, I always, 1 minute. Our mail here, I'm always afraid it'll get lost. Sweetheart, it's probably on my end because honestly, I have been out of town and I come back in late last night and today I've been doing grandma duty and tomorrow's grandma duty, but I will make it a point to slip by and check the post office myself. And I apologize. That's all I can tell you. Let me see. Fabrics color. Someone asked about legit kit. I saw it and it jumped. Yes, the PO box. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I was trying to look, but I couldn't see it. I got plenty for you to do tomorrow. He's always looking for something to do, he said. Silly man, silly man. Yeah, we're going back to the pea pod. Such a funny name. I think someone said they had never done. Yeah, Donna, I've never tried a legit kit. If you get the fabrics with the pattern, how do you know which colors go where? That's really easy. Right here, you're going to see these codes. Let me show you. Like on this piece here, you're going to see EA. all of your fabric comes to you with codes on them. So as you see me working this block, watch what I'm doing. EA, and your fabric has EA on it. Under here is where your codes are going to line up. You do FPP according to, you go 1, 2, 3, 4. This piece will be done and we'll set it aside. Then we'll pull out this next piece and we'll do the same thing. And then we'll join those two together. Hello, we're going to get emailed some fun videos now, Donna. Absolutely. That's going to be fun. So, all of the fabric that comes from Legit Kit is pre-marked. You also get a cutting guide you can use. And they are very, very handy if you're new to FPP or new to using Legit Kits. I have enough, I call it extra fabric from prior kits. I just keep all of my fabric in their file folders and I use up the old before I cut into the new. But if I see I'm going to be short on a piece, then I'll let anybody know that's working the pattern with me. And I should be cutting these smaller, out of all honesty, and just working it in that way to show you the true way of doing it instead of doing it the way I am. But I just want to do another block with you tonight while I've got you. And it's kind of like relaxing to sew with friends. So I have EA there. So I'm going to turn over and I have EA is also going to go in right here. So I'll fold this side down. EA went in here and EA is here again. So we'll just trim this off. I always use my add a quarter and just trim it. And then we're going to lay this right in, making sure this block's covered in its entirety. And I will use the longest piece that's sure to cover it all. Flip it over and we're going to get it right in. Nice and tidy. Things you will never unsee. I don't understand. Sheila, what are you talking about, sweetheart? If I send a pic of me in a sports bra, oh, got it. Can I get mint green rulers? Huh? No. No, no, no. That was a personal video sent. Just being sweet for Fallon because she really enjoyed doing those with me. And to get her interested in anything off of a phone was amazing within itself. So this is just going to sit aside. I will go ahead and take out the pins. I'm not even going to trim it down yet. And I'm going to move on to the next piece. So OT. So I'm going to find OT. I'm leaving EA out because it's going to be needed up here in this corner. So OT, we are going to find that again. And we used it in the very beginning. And I will just lay this here. And all you're going to do is decide how you want to place this in. So I will come all the way over to the corner. And I will get this in. Pull it tight. And then I'm going to pin this in. I do have extra of this color as well. So I'm not really too concerned. This will be cut off here. So I'm just going to cut it in. I like to give a good 1/4 of an inch. And I will go 1/4 of an inch, even though I know this extra is going to be cut off here. Then I'm going to fold it back up and just slide it back into its filing system. And it'll be coming back out again before you know it. So here where I know I have all of this extra over here, I'm just going to cut it out. That way the back of my quilt's going to look nice too. Gonna look for OZ. And check. I like to check my scraps first to see before I use the whole piece. And this is what I'm showing you. OZ. You're going to make sure that your code matches your pattern piece. So I will move this out of the way. And I will line this up here. And I'm just going to cut it off. So you can lay it in like this. And when you flip this back, it's going to cover the block in its entirety right here. Before I sew it, I always want to make sure that I'm shifting it up and everything is covered. I picked that up and I moved it. And then we're just going to sew it in. And then just press it and make sure that your block's covered in its entirety. Let me see. See what? Good night, Janine. Get some rest. LOL. We're gonna get emailed videos. Absolutely. Thanks, Delia. Yay. Things you'll never unsee. Sheila Fudge. You guys crack me up. Donna, I'm sorry you haven't tried it. If you buy just the pattern, I would highly recommend doing just the pattern only if you've never done one, and pulling from your stash. I have a lot of the Sew It Seams girls that are in here, and a lot of them, honestly, Janine is one of. She is one that pulls from her stash and has done legit kits, and that's the way that's more affordable for her. So it might be a thought, because I would never push anybody to go buy something that's pricey. The value is there, though. The way they organize the kits, carefully labeled, everything is what I really appreciate. Absolutely. Gotta say goodnight, girl. Good night, Janine. Teresa Louise, Laura Miller, Donna. About how many needles do you go through with FPPP? I change my needle every quilt easy, and if I can start to hear it hitting the paper, I just change out. I would rather change out than worry about messing up. I'm not sure on anybody else, but needles, I'm not worried about, because it's a quick change and I get a better piecing. So it does dull your needle. I would never sit here and say, oh, your needle's going to be perfect, because that's not fact. But fact is, you will enjoy the process and you make your own rules. You know, you do your project the way that you want. And I like their money back guarantee. If you get the kit, you unpackage it, and you don't like it, you can send it back. You have a year to send it back for a full refund. There's no shelf stocking fee. You just send it back. It's not for you. I think there's been enough of us out there now that have showed the kits, unboxing them and everything. You already know before you order what's in the kits. So I just think that the value is there, and take your time and enjoy the process of legit kit. Don't go rushing through it, because they are quite pricey. You know, I'm not going to sit here and say they're not, but the value is definitely there. Beyond a shadow of a doubt, the value is there. And let me show you. This is RA. This is the fabric for the lion, and they even mark your project. This is extra. Like I said, I always pull from my extra. This is from Vortex. The cheetah. Hold on. Let me see. And this is from the blocks. So I keep all of my fabrics in the same folder. If it's got the same marking, as you can see, you're going to have a little bit of different shading. You have to be okay with that. I'm not worried about that little bit of extra shading, but I'm not going to cut into this large section because I don't need to. I can use one of the extra fabrics. I will put the RA back in and just use one of my other colors because I have the fabric to do so, and it just works for me. And I use the littler pieces that's going to fit into that section, and I'm saving the fabric for this kit in case, you never know, you might want to do it again. And Lord knows, I'm just curious in a year's time how much extra fabric I actually have. I would like to do something with. I wish I used different fabric. I know, sweetheart, I do too. That's why a lot of times you can just buy the kit, buy just the pattern, and then do it in your own boutiques or however you would like. Laura Miller, hello. Try the free blocks and see what you think. Absolutely. I believe they're still up. And that is an excellent way to try them. I had Fallon give them a go, and I think once you get the swing of how Legit Kits works with their pattern, I think that really was a good point for Fallon that, yeah, I like this. This is going to work. And you can make a whole quilt, honestly, with those quilt blocks. I think they would turn out really cute. And here again is another. This is from my Vortex. I'm not pulling out the big hunk of fabric that came with this kit. I'm just going to use up the little pieces that I have left over from prior kits. And that's my goal, to use up as much as I can in this lion and see what I actually didn't need to use of what was sent, if that makes sense. Kind of like a little challenge to myself. Let me see. Unless I go get some toothpicks, prop my eyelids up, go to bed, Fallon. It's okay. Thanks for a fun chat. Go get some rest, girl. It's fine. It is absolutely fine. Thank you for hopping in, sweetheart. Absolutely fine. Let me see. Good night, everyone. See you Monday night. Absolutely, Sheila, and thanks for hopping in. So this is my EA. And what I'm going to do here is just keep cutting off of this end. As you can see, I'm going to have this point here. So I'm going to make it a point to just work this little piece in right there so I'm not wasting my fabric. And I'm not going to waste fabric by just cutting it. Good question, Katie. Let me see. I wonder if Legit Kits will be at QuiltCon in Raleigh. No, they will not. Nope, they will not be there. Nope, they cannot be in the same place for QuiltCon that Violet Craft is. So no, 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 they will not be. Let me see. Good night, everyone. Good night, Teresa Louise. Love you, girl. And thanks for coming in. Yeah, I got wrapped up talking and I forgot to do a giveaway. I guess I'll have to wait until Monday. So now that all of your pieces are in, there's 2 ways you can check yourself. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Flip it over and make sure that you've got all the way up to 6. Sometimes you can get the gabbing and miss one whole piece. So I just like to double check before I cut and trim it in. And honestly, everybody that FPPs will show you a different way of doing it. You work it however what works for you in your brain. I'm going to get this piece and go straight across. I am not going to trim the edges of the block right now. Not going to do it. Because what I'm going to do is sit this up like this. And it's really important for those that haven't done it. I'm not worried about this. We'll get this later. Is we're going to join these pieces together. So, to do that, you're just going to fold it over. And you're going to get your sharpest little pins. And what I like to do, I got to get this. Hold on. Picked it up backwards. Is I'm going to stick right here at the corner. You're going to stick a pin through here. Then I'm going to come over to this side. And I'm going to do the same thing right here. And make sure that pin comes right where that peak is. I'm going to hold it tight. And then I'm just going to lay it flat and make sure that I'm lined up. And I'm just going to put my pin in there. And then I'm going to come all the way down to the other end. And I'm going to do the same thing. It does not have to be hard, and you don't have to put a whole lot of thought into it when you're FPPing. You're sewing fabric onto paper and making it look nice. And it's one of the funnest, most relaxing things I've done in a long time. And I'm really glad that I've gotten into FPPing. I've made a lot of really pretty projects along the way. So now here I've got this nice size bump. So I know things have to line up here as well. So what I'll do is make sure that everything is coming right into play. And I could clip or I can pin. What I will do is clip down here because I don't want anything to shift. And as you're sewing, shifting does happen because your paper will slide. And then up here, I will stick a pin in it. Dead Free Quilter, good night. I will have to go back and watch your original legit quilt video. When you did it, I listened. But all the time, I never thought I would want to try paper piecing. Laura, I never, honestly, it was not even a possibility when I started to quilt. I was like, so fascinated. The techniques that you need and all of this. If you listen to people that have quilted, that have FPP'd, go to their channels, check them out. You're going to connect with whomever you learn the best from. It could be someone's voice that you like to listen to while you're quilting. It could be their personality. It could be their teaching style. They could come across bossy or they can come across your friends. Whatever works for you. But if you want to try FPP and you've never done it, I would say go to Legit Kits and get their free pattern. The blog I'm not a fan of, but it's not my blog. And I would say, honestly, with every fiber of my being, they've done a fabulous job. And you're going to love it. So now that this is finished, all you do is lay it down and make sure that these lines stay in alignment. Come over to the other side and you're going to do the same thing before you ever tear paper. Mine line up so I feel comfortable about pulling the paper off. And Joe really loves my FPP, and I'm telling you, we find newsprint down in the living room, on the sofa, everywhere in the house when I'm in the middle of a project. I can put it in the trash can, and the dog will knock it over to play in the paper. It'll get hooked in her shirt, in her fur, on my clothes. My lion kit should be here on Monday. Yay! I am excited. There's a lot of us going to be doing this project. And I think you're really going to like it. Now, this little piece here, you can use your nail and get it out now, which I would highly recommend. And then just finger press it. You're going to see how all of this lines up. It looks like a little burst. Then you're going to press it open. And anytime I join a block, I make sure that I really am meticulous when I'm pressing this seam flat. Once I get it good and flat, I will do the acorn pin. I love the acorn pin. It's fascinating to me how it can make a seam lay super duper flat. It'll knock it into submission when you don't think it's possible. I also have a little hammer because I do like my seams to be really flat. And I've got a lot of seams coming together. So when I get this on the long arm, I'm not going to want issues. I don't want to feel that bulk when I'm long arming it. So I just slap all of those heavy, bulky seams, and it goes really flat into submission. You can use a rubber mallet. I just tap it really light with a hammer, and it makes my block super flat. And all of my quilts turn out really nice that way. So that is 2 blocks here tonight. We did flange binding. I'm going to square this one up. It's a bit after 11, and I'm sorry I went a little bit longer, but I really wanted to just sew and chat with you guys tonight. So we'll square this puppy up. I have a thread here. I will make sure that I get this little thread trimmed. And then we'll lay this down and trim it in. So as you can see, everything lines up. You're going to take your pivotal points right there, line everything up. And not every time that a pattern piece comes to you, it's going to be 100% right. But your cutting ruler will always be right. I pick 2 corners, and that's where I go. I always do the top corners. You do what works best for you. Then I just slide it around and continue the process. And then that's it. Another block down. That quick. And it lines up really nice. Everything that it's supposed to. It looks great. Where you see the seam is the long seam that comes across. Everything just blends so stinking nice. So I've made a little bit of a mess of my sewing space. Joe won't give me too much fuss. So let me get all of this cleaned up. If anybody's sewing tomorrow, I believe Teresa Louise said she was going to be going live tomorrow. I believe that Mom and Pop Quilt Shop will also be going live tomorrow. You're going to want to stop over and check them out as well. So let me see. Thank you, Donna. Have a good night. Absolutely. Love watching. Making legit. Just not sure I can do it. I'm trying to make it as simple as possible. I can do the technical of let me measure this. Let's see if we're going to get it to cover the block. I will make sure that anybody that buys it, if they want some help over here, come on over and I'll help you. The process is the same. You got to make sure your little area is covered. And that's what I was trying to show you tonight by I call it sloppy quilting because I was not measuring. I was just, let's get it in here. Let me show you. Anybody can do this. So that was my goal for tonight. I hope that that's what it conveyed, not that I was just out there being a messy quilter. I wanted to show you that you don't have to have mad skills and be on point with everything, because if you're using your add a quarter ruler, you're going to be able to still get that block to look nice. So with all of that being said, I've got a little one I've got to get off to bed. We've got activities in the morning. So you guys take care. God bless. Thanks for joining us tonight. And I'll see you back here again on Monday. Take care. Bye-bye, guys.